अंग्रेज अपना लगान और न्यूज लॉन्ड्री अपना हफ्ता कभी नहीं छोड़ते. Hello and welcome to another episode of News Laundry Hafta. I am your guest host for this week. I am Meghnad, in case you don't know, also known as Meghnad now on YouTube. I have been here. When did I leave, sir? I completely forgot.
I think it seems you have never left.
It seems like I've never left. But yeah, I'm back. Abhinandan is gallivanting somewhere in the world. I don't know. So is Manisha. So they were like, "Tu ban jaye aaj."
Well, he's going to watch Euro quarterfinal.
Oh, in Germany.
He's in Germany.
Ah, nice. And Manisha broke her foot in France somewhere.
Yes.
So this is all public information, by the way. This is not. Today is July 4th, 2024. It is a Thursday and we are recording at 5 p.m. Today we have a very special panel assembled for you to discuss. One, we wanted to discuss the parliament and what happened there, Rahul Gandhi's speech, Modi's speech. And other than that, we also wanted to discuss the Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita, which became active from July 1st. So to discuss that, we have Vrinda Grover. Hi, Vrinda.
Hi.
Vrinda is a lawyer, researcher and activist. She has been practicing as an independent lawyer at the Supreme Court of India, the High Courts and the Trial Courts in India since 1989. I was born in that year, Vrinda.
How old I am, so we should stop there.
No, also I was born then. That was the year I was born.
Really, it flatters me immensely. So I'm supposed to address you as beta or something, right?
Fair enough. Please feel free. I would feel so much loved. I don't mind. And she specializes in criminal law, women's rights and human rights. So Vrinda is here to discuss the BNS with us and its implementation. We also have Aditi Phadnis. Hi, Aditi.
Hi.
She is a senior journalist with over 40 years of experience in political reporting. She is currently the political editor at Business Standard, and her writings have been published in The Economist, The Financial Times, and The Wall Street Journal, among others. She is also here because she follows politics closely, and we will be discussing the parliament with her, and of course BNS as well. Before we move on to the headlines and the following discussion, here is one very important announcement. News Laundry and the News Minute now have a joint subscription. As you might already know, that this was launched a few months ago. As a part of this joint subscription, you get access to both News Laundry and News Minute's paywall stories and podcasts. In July, we have many exciting stories coming up, which will be only for subscribers. But not just that, there's more. Every week, the News Minute's editors publish a newsletter called Power Trip, where they discuss all that is happening behind the scenes in national and regional politics. This newsletter is only available to subscribers. So get your News Laundry TNM joint subscription right now, which I already have. So I will check out these things also. Good reminder. Good reminder. Thank you. मैंने Power Trip पढ़ा नहीं है, but I will read now. This month we will be organizing a subscriber-only meetup as well with editors of both News Minute and News Laundry. And so yeah, see you there. I guess see you there, guys. See you there. The link to the subscription page is down below. Okay, moving on to the headlines. US President Joe Biden has admitted he screwed up, in quotes, in last week's debate against Donald Trump, but has vowed to fight on in the election race and move to reassure key allies. Anything to say about this old man warrior thing happening here?
I think Modi should be sent to the US to introduce Margdarshak Mandal, and both of them should be made part of the Margdarshak Mandal.
Man,
He should recommend to both Republican and the conservatives that they should also have a Margdarshak Mandal.
yeah. So let us start with the first subject, which is the Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita. एक तो सर ये नाम इतना weird, मतलब I don't know, pronunciation करते वक्त थोड़ा weird लगता है.
But that's the major problem. No? All the states said, they were translating it. In fact, I personally thought maybe it will get delayed by another 6 months.
Yeah.
Because many states could not translate it.
They couldn't. Yeah. What is a Sanhita?
Sahita, I think ask
Vrinda, do you know what a Samhita is?
Yes, it's a code.
God.
My
It's a
God, you
code.
don't know your language.
Is it Sanskrit? Is it Hindi? I'm very confused. Sorry, please solve this confusion.
I have no idea whether it is Hindi or it is Sanskrit. It's definitely not spoken Hindi.
Yeah.
I've grown up in North India. I'm familiar with Hindi. I've spoken Hindi all my life. And I don't remember using words like Sahita.
So just to begin with, Vrinda, wanted to know from you, what is the big deal about this? Like, I mean, just a very general, basic question.
Right. I wish there was a big deal about it in a more progressive sense and a more promising sense, because the justification that is given, and the government is on record with this justification, that they have conducted this exercise in order to decolonize the law. Now, decolonization is a wider narrative across the globe. It's an important political context. But if in the name of decolonization, actually not only are the powers that the British colonial regime had, including its agents like the police had, they have been further strengthened and entrenched. And, as is often said, that the march of independence and our shaping ourselves as a constitutional republic is the transition from subject to citizen. Now, what this code, the Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita, which seeks to replace and has replaced the Indian Penal Code, is what it does is that it now mutates the citizen into a...
So I can foresee lots of chaos. Anyway, the investigations are not done properly in the past also. So now this is going to further chaos into it. And the second, I think which I want, when they're going to interpret this new law, certain laws like the custody, the police custody,
That has got
these are the ones which the police is going to use, rajdroh and deshdroh, which they very proudly say we have done away with sedition, but sedition has found it's
become worse.
It has become worse. So now from 14 days to 90 days of police custody, that is absolutely draconian.
I'll just interrupt here because I think there's a little bit of a misunderstanding.
Okay.
And there has been confusion on this because the drafting is so poor that has generated this confusion. So as I said, yes, the police powers have been enlarged. And that was one of the things that anybody who is going to shape the new penal code or the criminal procedure code, which is now called the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, should have actually curtailed and made the police and the public servant accountable. We see exactly the reverse happening. But I want to clarify on the point of police custody, because there has been enough confusion in the public domain around this, thanks to the poor drafting we have. What the new law actually is saying now is that the total period of police remand after arrest will remain 15 days. Earlier, till 1st July, the Code of Criminal Procedure, which incidentally was not drafted by the British colonial, it's a 1973, so there's no decolonization taking place. What the Code of Criminal Procedure said was, police remand can be taken within the first 15 days after arrest. The new law says you can take...
I think the one justification that the Home Minister gave because of giving this police custody in trenches, 15 days, is that there are people who get themselves admitted to hospitals the time they are in custody, and police don't get the chance to integrate them because of the lapse of the period. So this will navigate that problem. That was the justification, one justification I came up with. I came across. Many things have been said, but I think any transition like this, not transition, it's not a complete hiatus. There are more elements of continuity than change, but we'll have teething problems. One is the simultaneous operation of the old cases which were registered under old codes, and the new cases which will be registered under new codes. Now, there have been training camps of police officers. There have also been this online criminal tracking system which is updating itself to the new code. And so these teething problems, the transitional pangs of the introduction of the new codes, I think the system would have to somehow bear.
But
for 4 or 5 years.
What we saw last week was the president giving her address, then leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi giving a speech, then I think 68 MPs spoke after that, and finally the response was given by the Prime Minister both in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Aditi, first impressions on this special session of Parliament in general?
Well, strictly speaking, it was not a special session. It was a session to take oath.
Yeah.
So that's not a special session really. A special session is a session where both houses of parliament are convened together,
right?
And to pass a law. I mean, making speeches is one thing. Level of vitriol in speeches is another thing. But now we are looking at the monsoon session, where the budget is going to be passed. And the dynamic of that, as you know, an interim budget has already been passed. This will be finalized depending on the changes that have been made in the country's financial position in the interim period. This is going to be a very interesting and important session to watch, because according to our laws, the Lok Sabha cannot. Only the Lok Sabha is empowered to legislate on money bills. This does not go. I mean, the Rajya Sabha has no power to change or amend a money bill. It has to pass it as passed in the Lok Sabha. But it can make suggestions, it can make speeches, and so on. So the budget is going to be a very interesting profile of the new government in its new avatar, which is that the BJP is in a minority.
And Aditi, how will you dissect Rahul Gandhi's speech, as leader of the opposition? Whether he also used myths, or do you think that it has any substantial points? I
mean, look, he made a number of substantive points. I did not hear the full speech, but I've only read excerpts of it. He certainly made many points, but the fact is that the ruling party can no longer now take Parliament and its position of strength for granted.
I think the political theatrics in the Parliament somehow reflect the changing nature of engagement that parliamentarians have with their audience. Of course, as representative democracy, their audience are the people, are the voters, are the citizenry at large. But I think the immediate audience is the body of other parliamentarians. They don't engage with them, means they don't address them. What broadcasting from the mid-90s and the live coverage, tweet by tweet on online media, the social media has done, is that they are addressing some other audience for virality, or you may say playing to the gallery. So to get some quotes here and there, and they are also engaging in the same youthful lingo of say the Twitterati or the online community, and the references to popular culture, and so that has also added to the vitriol.
Raman sir, I wanted to ask you what your impressions of the Rahul Gandhi speech was. Were you amused? Please tell me you were amused.
No, First, I think the image of his, which of course media is responsible for it, image of his as Pappu, which had spread, all over India, and that's what people used to think about. That he's shedding away. I think he has got a better team. He mostly comes quite prepared. And when he speaks in English, he looks articulate. But as soon as he goes to Hindi, he commits some mistakes.
Right.
So that's what I have noticed. And in this particular speech, the humor that he introduced was pretty good, and it was pretty sharp. I must say, it was pretty sharp, and also calling it very clearly that the BJP is not the custodian of Hindus. Okay, they are not. I mean, that's what See, if you see how in the past 10 years, as I see the things have unfolded, BJP is Hindu, Hindu is nation, BJP is nation.
Yeah.
If you see, all these three things have just merged. So if you say anything against BJP, against Modi, it becomes anti-national. See how the terms have been used. If you use anything against BJP, it becomes anti-Hindu.
Correct.
बस मुफ्त में इतना ही मिलेगा. For the full uncut podcast, subscribe to Newslaundry and pay to keep news free. The best way to listen to the Hafta and indeed all our podcasts is through the Newslaundry app. You can download the app by clicking on the links given in the show notes. So do download our app and get the best podcast experience. And also pay for news and support a new news media ecosystem that Newslaundry is trying to encourage, where we are accountable to you because we run on contributions that you make. We don't take government ads, we don't take corporations ads, so that news serves the public, because when the public pays, the public is served. Subscribe to Newslaundry, click on the link in the show notes below and proudly say, I pay to keep news free.